People get into this whole thing about money and ministry. It was God's design, and it's right here. And if you don't like that, I don't know why you read the Bible. I don't even know why you look to God for anything. What's incredibly frustrating to me, and I just want to put a little sidebar here, because I encounter this all the time, and it's really frustrating. People who do not understand that even today's ministry is supposed to support the ministers that work in it, okay? And that was God's design here. God did not say to any of these people, because they were set apart for him, he didn't say, now look, you're going to do this, and part-time you're going to have a couple of side hustles to make ends meet. It didn't work that way. And in fact, part of the tragedy of what happens in our modern world, because there have been so many abuses in the church, both from the Catholic and the Protestant church, people get into this whole thing about money and ministry. It was God's design, and it's right here. And if you don't like that, I don't know why you read the Bible. I don't even know why you look to God for anything. This is really, it's a nerve for me that really upsets me. Thank God that I don't need and I don't depend, but that's why I said to you, we have not stopped taking up the offerings of both Christmas and birthday, where there may be a future pastor, whenever God takes me home, that might need that money to live all year. The ministry is not a place that you're ever, unless you're a charlatan, you're never going to be rich or wealthy. But God's design was always to take care of people who took care of him. And it's right here in these pages. This is actually not part of my message, but it really is irksome to me that you've got really, and I'll just say it, stupid people out in the world who think every pastor is ripping off a church, every pastor is tipping the till, every pastor who preaches God's word, who does the work of the ministry, who's called to the ministry, should be taken care of. Even, by the way, even the New Testament. Paul made that point. Although Paul was a tent maker, he had income from outside sources, but that was not God's design. So if you're studying this, really wanting to understand how things should work, this is a good place to look. Not because it's Old Testament, but because God has not changed his way through and through. Just put a little period right there. Sorry, but this is what I said to you. It's so disturbing to me that people get so worried about, well, how much does the pastor make and how much money does the pastor have? My attitude is you should be more concerned if your pastor is teaching you from this book. And I've said this before, if a monkey's out on the street corner preaching the word and you're getting something out of it, you better be, if it's standing at a parking meter, sitting on top of the parking meter, you better be making sure you got a banana for the monkey and money for the meter, okay? Or we call that government in this day and age, I think. But anyway, that was impromptu. All right, because they'll take their share anyway, and they won't ask for it, they'll just take it.
Come to this house, magnify the Lord, lift up holy hands, our hearts in one accord, worship and